Ah, shit. I gotta start that over. That doesn't make any sense. Hey, this is Megan in the restricted section. Today I'm going to be doing my March reading wrap up. And I had a little bit of a slow reading month because I was super busy this month and I went on vacation for a week. So I read only 3 books this month. The first book I read is We by Yevgeny Zamyatin, and I already did a video about this one, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, and I will link my review of it down below if you guys want to check that out. But this is a dystopian novel. Those are my favorites to read. So this one's by a Russian author, and it talks about a dystopian society where the city is walled off from nature, and every hour is planned out for everyone, and people are given numbers instead of names. So this was actually the predecessor, or one of George Orwell's main influences when he wrote 1984. So this book was really fascinating for me to read because 1984 is my favorite book. So like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about this one because I already did a review on it, but if you want to check that video out, I will link it below if you are interested. So the second book that I read in March was The Wanting Seed by Anthony Burgess. He's the author of A Clockwork Orange, which I was not super fond of, but I did like The Wanting Seed. So this one talks about kind of an alternative future where the world is very, very overpopulated. And it follows Tristram Fox and his wife, Beatrice Joanna. Which are kind of weird names, but that's Burgess for you. So it follows them, and they live in this tiny little skyscraper apartment in this world where childbirth is limited. You are only allowed to have 1 child, and then regardless of what happens to that child, whether it lives or dies, once you've had one, you're done having them. And homosexuality is encouraged and glorified. And I think so heterosexuality is kind of in the minority at this point. Things kind of continually go to shit for Tristram throughout the course of the book. And, I mean, in true Burgess style, it's kind of funny, but it's really, really darkly funny. There's a point at which cannibalism becomes in vogue and kind of necessary to feed the giant population. So it was grim, but it was funny, and I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. So I liked it a lot better than A Clockwork Orange. So the third and final book that I read in March was Authority by Jeff Vandermeer, and this is the second book in the Southern Reach trilogy. The first one is called Annihilation, and the Southern Reach trilogy centers around this walled off area of nature called Area X. It has been cut off from society for 30 some odd years, I think, because a strange event occurred there and wiped out the population of Area X, and then strange phenomena continue to happen in that area. So the Southern Reach is a governmental agency that was set up to kind of figure out what the hell's happening in Area X. So Authority is told from a completely different perspective than Annihilation. Authority is told from the perspective of the new director of the Southern Reach, who is kind of called in there because the agency is in disarray at this point, and the previous director is no longer there, which I will not say why because that will spoil it. But so the new director, who calls himself Control, he's come in to make sense of it and kind of whip everybody back into shape and see if he can't figure out what the hell's going on in Area X. So this book it's different. It's a little bit more like a kind of a spy novel, because the Southern Reach is an agency of, kind of a secretive agency of spies and all that stuff. So it's a little bit more from that angle, but it still is very much like a sci-fi horror novel. So it's kind of a weird blending of genres, but it works. So I really enjoyed it. The ending was very much a cliffhanger, so I'm really looking forward to the third book in this trilogy, because I'm hoping it will tie up some loose ends for me. We'll see. And I just found out that they're making the first book of this trilogy into a movie. They're making Annihilation into a movie. And I think Natalie Portman has been cast for that, or signed on for that. So I'm interested to see how that's going to translate, because it's a weird book, so I'm hoping that they're able to translate that to a movie and not fuck it up. But that remains to be seen. So anyway, I really liked Authority. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. So if you're interested in this type of thing, go ahead and check it out. I really liked it. Alright, so I was a little bit bummed because I read 7 books in January and in February, and then only read 3 in March, but I did have a really busy month and I was out of town for a week, so visiting family. So I'll take the 3 books, I guess, and we'll see what I do in April. You can look for Sue and I to be posting our next video on Monday, and that's going to be the Gentleman's Tag, the Gentleman and Ladies Tag. So we had a lot of fun doing that, and I'm looking forward to posting it. So yeah, that's my March wrap-up video. So if you've read any of those books and you want to share your thoughts about them, please comment below. If you enjoy our channel, feel free to subscribe. I think we do some pretty awesome stuff here. So I will post some links below also where you can find me on social media, on Instagram and Goodreads, and then also the restricted section has a Facebook now, so I will post the link to that as well. So thanks for watching. Bye.